Man, it's been a crazy year so far, huh? 19 days in, we've had a lot of events happen. And I know when you looked at that TikTok app and was like, and you in the US, you seen that pop up. He's like, oh, TikTok is officially banned. Like, what? This is crazy. I was shocked. It actually happened. And then a few hours or the next day later, officially back, and you could use the app again like it's normal and like it's never, like nothing ever happened. But this does not mean you're safe at all because TikTok survived, which is really good. But if you ignore these key moves and do not realize what just happened and what's at stake, you will not. Seriously. So you've seen a lot of people was in panic mode. They was why I seen people were even crying. Like I know that I understand like it's a income source for a lot of people, but and this I've been seeing a lot of things. I've been in e-commerce for almost half a decade now, and you see 2020, if I've seen it all, 5K days. I've seen a lot of changes. iOS 14 updates, the cost of ads going up, like multiple algorithm shifts. And even when it comes down to the way people buy online, I've seen it all change. And despite those changes and despite all that, we've still been able to scale because we know the key things, the pure foundation of a business owner or an e-commerce business. We know the most important keys. And that's exactly what I want to get into and push through today. So you know these keys, so this never scares you. There's pros and cons. So we're going to get into the pros and cons of this happening, the opportunities, and the way to protect yourself. Like these three key things. So what to do is let's talk about the pros and cons. So, the cons of this and the lessons, this isn't like a bad thing, it's a lesson. This goes to show how to be able to sustain yourself regardless. Because if you only use one channel or TikTok as your only source of business, you put yourself in a vulnerable position. Because as you see, like the app can be going just like that. All your customers, all your data, all your ways of being able to run your business gone in seconds with no remorse, like with no like there's nothing that you can do. You don't have full control over that, which is crazy. So that's a lesson to really understand. And then a loss of contacts of buyers, no data to keep for yourself. And that's why this one key thing is going to be super helpful. It's just really owning your database, really owning the pixel, your own store. And I'll get into like more of that and why that is so important to be able to really scale and have a long term to where nothing like this really cuts you off of stopping your business. So data is king. If you do not own the data, you are in a very bad position. That's why Amazon, I know Amazon, a lot of people are buying on Amazon like FBA, all that. You don't really own that data. Amazon keeps the data, or same thing with TikTok. Whenever they're buying, TikTok keeps the data. Like you're getting there. You want to build your own algorithm, understand your own customers, but data is king. So you really need to understand that. And then imagine if TikTok was still gone and it never came back, you have to rebuild your momentum right back again. So you got to have this solid foundation, and that goes into the pros. So the pros of this, there's also a new economy. So like I said, e-commerce is always evolving. So a lot of creators, the people that are affiliates for these brands are like, whoa, I just lost like some income because imagine if they're gone, like all these brands. So there's a lot more creators that are aware of that. So you can really utilize that and like, hey, this is the platform. We can build these creators and have a better connection this way. So you can now start working with a lot more creators and have a deeper connection. So like they're good and you're good regardless. So that's a pro, that understanding. And then you can build from a place of ownership and security. So the way you own your data, you keep your email list, you are able to keep your pixel that gathers all the data, all the people that came to your website, all the people that clicked on added cart, all the people that left the checkout initiated, all the people that just have came, all that data, you can now build from that scratch. Like, okay, I know that this is important. Now let me start building on top of that. And then, of course, like there's people out there that there's a lot of winning products that you know was in the market that is working, and people probably really got scared, like, okay, like I need to figure this out and do something else, and people might just go back to like the normal norm because they not this business stuff is not always going to go as planned at all. There's always going to be something that just you can't predict, so you got to be able to maneuver, be able to pivot, be able to know what's next, always be 5 moves ahead. So those like the pros and the cons, or really the pros and the lessons to really take from it and really understand. And always know that you can have ownership and you need to have ownership. You got to have ownership. So there's a lot of opportunity. So you can gather more creators, more affiliate contracts that are more so like, hey, you could do this and have a fixed amount. So you can start offering a fixed amount, or you can have them do a base plus this with commission. So you can really gather your content creators, which are your money makers that can create content for you, and then use that to the fullest. And then of course, like there's gonna be competitors that are scared, like, okay, now what do I do next? What do we do? I don't know. It's just you can fully take over as long as you stay calm, cool, collected, understanding what's to do next, which is what we're going to talk about. What you need to do if you do not have this in place, which is having your Shopify store, building your email list, having your data, having the pixels on your store so you can have ownership. You gotta have ownership. Do not be the middle person. Of course, with us doing this business model of drop shipping, we are utilizing the warehouse to ship it directly to our customer, which we technically are the middle, but you gotta own your data. Data is king. If you do not have your email list and you have a million, imagine you have a million TikTok followers and you don't have none of their emails. Your TikTok gone just like that. Now you don't have no way to contact them. You have to build from the ground up, and that's really that's detrimental. That's very vulnerable. So people are scared of that. So you can completely take over. And like I said, ownership, the data. This is the biggest keep away. You got to have a Shopify store. If you do not have your own Shopify store after this, then I don't know what to tell you. Like you got the warning. This warning is okay. Like this can be gone at any time. But if I have my own Shopify store, my own type of brand, and this also gives more, these buyers are going to actually shop on Shopify more because they know like, okay, yeah, the TikTok building on this, like I know that's crazy. So a lot more people are going to be buying on these mom and pop shops that are online. So these general stores, you build in your store and have that in mind. People are going to be like, yeah, I know, I understand why you do your own store. So this is a way to protect yourself. Now, this is how you protect it. It's just simply owning a Shopify store and building it out. So, always owning your data, always owning your customer base is going to be super key. You have to create your Shopify store. I'm gonna say this once and say it all again. I have this full YouTube. My goal is to help 100,000 people get their first sale online. So my whole videos on YouTube, my school community is all surrounded by that. So if you do not have a Shopify store, you don't know how to create, you can join the free community, of course, and be able to get into it, get things going fast and do it that way. But gotta have your own Shopify store and you gotta have your own database. Gotta have Facebook, your email. You gotta keep things in-house. You gotta have your customer base. So now what do we do next? How do we move forward? How do we keep this in mind so we can then be able to scale even further? So step one, you need to go ahead and build a Shopify store. Like you got to do this ASAP, no rocky. Then two, you want to gather as much content creators and start trying to build these relationships with these content creators so you can then have them consistently make content for you and you distribute that in multiple channels. You also run ads. You also put all pixels on your store. So your Google pixel, your TikTok pixel, your Facebook pixel, your any pixel that you can, your Google, I already said that, but you want to be able to track that data, understand who your customer base is, be able to contact your customers whenever you need, getting phone numbers, emails to be able to always have contact. And then three, if you have any data, take full advantage and start gathering some more. And then, of course, four, start back up and do it organically, ads, and really get going with your Shopify store to build as much data as quick as possible so you can start scaling. And of course, definitely, if you found some value from this video and I got some questions on how do I do this, how do I do that, leave them in the comment section below and definitely give this video a like so this gets more people. And if you want personalized help on being able to get this store up and running, get your first sale, your first 10K month, first 30K month and beyond, definitely apply down below. We work with you where we build the store, we do the marketing, we help you ultimately build the brand to get moving forward. That's us at the Kingdom team. So if you want that, we do have some spots. Just apply down below. You'll see the link. And of course, do not panic. Be calm, cool, collected. As long as you always have ownership of your data, you have your pixel, you have your own Shopify store, you are always going to be in a good position. And of course, go ahead and take action. Kingdom comes first, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.